Right, everybody back?
At least physically.
That's all I can ask for.
Oh.
So, as it's the burning dragon's turn, and it's gonna keep burning, basically.
Well, it takes damage first.
Yeah, it's on it, in the process of taking damage. There you go. And as its action, going to use its poison breath.
That's fire.
Fire. It's poison.
It's fire.
Clearly poison.
It's red burning poison.
So, and each creature in that area makes a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, then that would mean I would have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Because
So,
the fire elemental is immune to poison damage.
that's nice for it. Yeah, and well, Geralt is just enough below on the stabs. Okay, a 13 is just not enough, and it's gonna be 36 poison damage.
That's a lot.
A lot.
Let me get my calculator. Wait.
You better roll high on that concentration check.
Yeah, otherwise this fight might have two bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see, what do I have to make for that concentration check?
Constitution saving throw.
Alright, but it's with advantage. And it's horrible.
Oh,
Luckily
fuck.
enough, it's a with advantage.
But it still fails.
Still failed. So, what happens if that elemental goes
Rogue.
Well,
rogue?
let me just quickly find that. I lose control of it. It becomes hostile towards you and your companions. It might attack.
But it's not allied with the enemy.
It's not allied with the enemy. It's hostile to everything in there.
Alright, okay.
So, is this now a three-way fight officially?
Yes.
Hooray!
So just stay away from the big fiery thing?
Yeah, it's alright. It's not like we have children there or anything that could get
It's
burned.
fine.
That's the end of the dragon's turn.
Can't believe I'm
Geralt.
going to say this, but I miss the snakes.
He just barely got missed by out of poison.
Yeah, that's fine. Go on, sneak up. Use my last sorcery point to send a firebolt to both of those Kobold War Priests.
Right.
Left one. And right one.
Left one misses, but the right one does hit.
Okay.
Right. As you scorch him and he flinches away from the kid for a second, focusing more your way.
Ah, damn it. And a healing word for Lucian, since I can.
Alright.
Something. End of my turn.
Lucian,
Oh,
you
no,
get
hold on.
back.
That cover was super useful. I'll use it again.
Yeah, at the end of your turn, Dragon will take one of its legendary actions and make a tail attack against Ubruk.
Okay.
Did you hear that, Lausanne? Cover is useful.
Well, it would be if I wouldn't have been out of moves.
So
You know?
Ubruk, that tail is swishing towards you, and it's 24 to hit.
What's a hit?
Right, then 15 halved, so it's going to be 7 bludgeoning damage coming away.
Okay.
Okay, and in between your turns, Charles, that are not afraid anymore, are gonna huddle down to the side, trying to not be in the way. Ossian, your turn. The fire elemental just is not listening to your commands anymore.
Let's see. How can I make this fight even worse? I'm going to use conjure woodland beings
No,
to
Alright.
summon 3 pixies.
nobody else would
Alright.
know that he's not controlling the fire elemental yet, right? Unless he actually says something.
So far, everything seems normal.
Yep.
Ossian is just summoning more things. That's what he does.
And I shout words, "Oh fuck," and run down the stairs. And should probably roll initiative for this.
You know what I thought he would do is just summon the giant snakes around the fire elemental and the dragon, and be like, no, fuck that.
I thought you would just conjure a water elemental.
If I had enough spell slots for that, I would, but I don't.
Just turn the place into a giant sauna.
The current plan is to transform the children into giant gorillas. Since last time, a good idea.
Sure, go nuts. Why not?
Huge, traumatized giant gorillas. Could possibly go wrong.
Oh, good lord.
I mean, they'll get extra hit points, I suppose.
That's definitely a plus side.
Exactly.
What other animals can you change them into?
Well, that's basically the thing with the most amount of health, since Waspy weren't allowed here on the Saurus Rex.
Dinosaurs.
What a spoil sport.
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Alright. I'll thank you up.
Right, I'm just going to run up to this kobold here and give him a good old beating with a two-handed swipe with the Dragon Slayer sword.
And since he's partly draconic, he's probably not going to take it well. Roll damage?
Does he get the 3d6 or not?
No. $14. Okay, he's still hanging on, but barely.
Second attack.
Why are there 3 big pixies?
Oh wait, it's 4.
Oh yeah, your next slash finishes them off. Your bare minimum should be enough.
Okay.
As another child is freed from the kobold's grasps.
And I'll just tell the child to go and gather with the others.
In preparation for being turned into a giant gaggle of scared giant apes.
Well, didn't somebody sometimes said that children are just like apes? I'm just trying to prove that point.
Children are more like drunken people, but okay. I mean, wouldn't they be safe if we helped them up onto the walkway?
Probably, but let's do the ape thing. That sounds fun.
I have 10 feet of movement left.
Just run across the pentagram. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I just moved there, and yeah, I'll yell at the child to go with the other two, and that's the end of my turn.
Right, the war priest doesn't seem so worried about himself and rather about the dragon, and he's gonna start chanting again. Same thing as last time. And, oh, okay, you do see a wave of energy going towards the dragon, but this one a bit more feeble than the one beforehand. Possibly because it's only one of them casting, and that's the end of its turn. The mage starts painting with his fingers some symbols on the floor, and they start glowing around him, but nothing happens yet.
Well, that sounds fine and not at all ominous.
The fire elemental is gonna give a roar now that it's free, and it does equal Ubruk's initial war cry. And it looks around. It looks up at the balcony where Lawson was standing beforehand. But since he finds no one, it's gonna go and attack the dragon in front of it, unleashing his fury of being dragged out of his plane at the dragon. With a multi-attack, I think. That looks interesting. Unfortunately, since the dragon is still flapping, not that easy to hit, and he's just dashing through the air with his fiery fists. That's the end of its turn.
If you're saying stuff right now, Valu, we can't hear you.
Three. I was saying like I see a bright flash. Wait a second, go up. See that guy is still alive. Aim more carefully. 10 damage and a favorite enemy.
Good as 10. That's one more than you need though. So not exactly. Yeah. But yeah, as the last coward falls, also the last of the childs becomes aware again of its surroundings.
Alright. And then let's try sharpshooter on the dragon.
That's it.
Did I Keaton, I could use the inspiration for damage as well,
Yeah.
right? Okay. I'm gonna use it now because I can double it.
So inspiration damage gets doubled on a crit.
All dice rolls for the damage get doubled.
Okay. Oh, I see. Right.
My inspiration is special, that you can use it for damage.
Yeah, so 28, 37.
37 as one mighty arrow strikes the chest of the dragon.
You won't be happy. Down the stairs. End of my turn.
Up are the pixies.
I first want to try to, with the first one, to cast Polymorph on the Fire Elemental.
Okay. What do
Don't
you
know
want to polymorph it into?
Well, into a creature with a challenge rating of 1 less.
That helps a lot.
Exactly. Which would be an elephant.
Yeah, that's alright with me.
But you have to make a roll for it though, because I doubt that Fire Elemental is winning.
It's its secret dream to become an elephant ever. What is actually some DC?
You have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom 14.
Let's. Let me just real quickly check. Because
I have to make a saving throw. Oh, what's my DC?
it's save. Okay, it succeeds. Okay, then the second one will try to do the same thing.
Oh, is your DC only 14?
It's for the pixies, the DC.
Oh.
17.
The third one will try.
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Okay, now it's an elephant.
The fire elemental is now officially an elephant.
Still an angry elephant, but probably better
It's
than
a
an
very
angry
angry
fire
elephant.
elemental.
I mean, for some reason, an angry elephant is a bit more manageable than an angry fire elemental.
I don't know.
One more pixie.
Yes. And the last one will turn invisible.
Alright. Invisible. Let's give it the ninja marker.
Yeah, sure. I'll move to here.
You might want to move all of them.
Yes. I will move it like.
Just in case, fire breath or not, the poison breath.
Didn't you change the icon for the fire elemental?
Yeah, what?
The fire elemental, is no longer a fire elemental.
That's true, but since I have nothing else handy, what do you think about making it an ape instead?
Just
Because I have
pretend
plenty
it's an
of
elephant, I
those
suppose.
around.
It's an elephant though.
Yeah, well,
It should be in the Roll20 list.
use your imagination.
Fine.
Use our imagination whilst playing D&D? What an absurd suggestion. That's
Fucking hell.
ridiculous.
Immersion.
Well, Ubruk, it's your turn.
I'm slightly confused because the giant flaming thing turned into an elephant, but I've probably seen weirder stuff. Well, as I have got long-limbed, as this thing's 10 feet up, I can still take slashes at its underside, so I'm just going to attack it. Although, actually, I do have a question. If I want to move around it to be, say, on this side so that it is flanked, is that allowed? Without
Won't be
it?
flanked because
By you, the ape is not considered friendly anymore.
Oh, okay.
Elephant, excuse me.
So flanking only comes from friendly things rather than things that are hostile to the thing you're trying to flank.
Yes.
In which case I won't
Actually.
bother and I'll just attack the thing.
Oh. None of them hit.
Oh well.
Bit of attack recklessly. Do you want
If I use another question, if I use second wind with temporary hit points, that just tops up my regular hit points, right? While I still have temporary hit points on top
yes,
of
it
those.
does.
So I'll burn my second wind then, if I can remember what I'm doing for that. It's going to be 1d10 plus 2. So not a huge amount, but... better than nothing. 6 hit points. Okay.
Why that?
There's nothing else I can do. Oh, do you mean
No,
the
I mean
icon?
Yeah. Why can't you just use a question mark or something?
Because it's an elephant with personality. If you don't like it, I can bring the ape back.
does the elephant not have a marker in the Roll20? I can see it in the monsters list.
No, you need to make this yourself.
You mean you didn't have an icon made and pre-prepared for literally every single animal that exists?
For literally
I should have, in hindsight, but no,
You're
sorry.
such a terrible DM.
It's just amateur hour, really.
Yeah.
I'm
Never
sorry
tried
about this
otherwise.
campaign, Waspy.
And you already have shitloads of tokens. I'm surprised there was no elephant, to be honest.
Should have just turned it into a giant snake.
I wish, but I can only change it to one challenge rating lower. And only B is one challenge rating lower than a fire element. There's a giant elephant, or it's just an elephant.
So yeah, well, Joe, it's your turn.
Can I move like that?
There are doors. You
Oh, they're
can
still
open them
closed,
and
right?
move through. If you want to.
Yeah, in that case, I just take the direct way. Get down here. Was that safe? No. Well, actually,
Yeah,
jump to that side. And use my Wand of Binding to cast Hold Person on that wizard, the guy who's hiding in a corner. Which means he has to do a Wisdom saving throw. Oh, that's like the related spell.
So as he sees
DC
you
is
casting,
17.
as he sees you casting this, you see him holding out his hand, and as he mutters the word, your what is it? The wand, right?
Yeah.
Sputters a little bit, and the spell dissipates.
Okay, I pull back and like knock it against the wall a couple of times because that's weird. That should be working.
Did you forget to put
Oh,
fresh
do you
batteries
go-
in?
That far back.
Let me check my movement. I will say so. That's 15. Yep.
I would like to make a dexterity saving throw. All right. As your heel is just about to touch the ground, it goes through it, and you lose balance. But you just in time recover to stand on solid ground again.
These
Thank
guys
you.
liked their traps.
Okay.
So you end up there, and as you look closely behind you, you do see that there is yet another illusionary floor, and this one is hiding another gelatinous cube.
It's a good thing we
damn
didn't
it.
go through there.
Door's trapped. Let me check if I can do a spell.
You
And
really
that's it?
hate us, don't you, Wasp?
Oh, what?
You really hate us, don't you?
I didn't do this.
I think this could be a lot worse if he really had it in for us.
Maybe.
Yes, good. Actually, no. It's cool. Out of my turn.
All right.
Not tracing healing spells on Ubruk.
So the dragon's turning on. Let's see. Ooh, fancy.
That'll do.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The dragon is gonna land again, flopping down on the floor. Since there's not much to gain from flying in the air currently.
Does that
And-
count as enough of a movement for a attack of opportunity?
You're still in range.
And doesn't it take the damage from the fire?
Fire, it does take. Give me a second.
Because it hasn't taken an action to doubt itself?
Barely cares at this point. And my rolls.
I like how I could see you tracking the template just enough that there's just a little bit of it showing, just to know what's coming.
It regained it. What do you think I'm gonna do? So it does inhale again.
Does it exhale?
And the exhale, it's still planning where to put it. You can see it calculating all the math.
Yeah, if you want, there's another template also for like 90-degree angle, like down, up, or sideways, instead of like 45-degree angle.
I think I like this one.
Just have-
Yeah, but it touches different squares if you want to calculate it absolutely correctly.
I don't. It's just gonna inhale and exhale at the pixies that are lining the balcony.
Would that catch Geralt as well?
Just about doesn't, because it's aimed slightly upwards.
Okay.
Case to catch the pixies. That would be a Constitution saving throw for all of them, please.
Wait, that's the wrong one. It was for the second one, fuck. Wait, what? I have no clue what I rolled. I leave this up to you, this mess.
You rolled, it's okay. 15. Oh no, wait, we started there. 16. 17.
It will do really good actually.
Two
It
and
did.
15.
If
Yeah.
they just wouldn't have -1 to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. So, one of them is gonna take the full brunt, 42 poison damage,
Mm-hmm.
and the other's gonna take half,
Yeah. Wasp, I want you to guess how much health they have.
4 to 10.
Yes. So that, and luckily this one was out of it.
Yeah, one survives.
Which
Because
one?
that one should be invisible, right?
No, the one that's invisible you got. This is the one that cast the polymorph. The last one.
Never mind. Okay, fuck.
So the elephant is still an elephant.
We don't talk about the elephant.
Why don't you want to talk about the elephant in the room?
Because it's a terrible pun.
No! No. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I can't believe it took somebody that long to realise that they could say that.
No, but I was waiting for my turn because I was gonna come up and point at the elephant. I was like, what about? Actually, let's not talk about it. I was waiting for it.
All right.
So bad.
As the dragon's turn is over, the children and Freed gonna all group up in one corner, and Lawson, you're up.
What to do now? I wish I thought this far ahead.
What you mean? Your next turn?
Can't you cast Dispel Magic or something?
I wish, no.
Ooh.
I'm a druid, not a magic caster.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, this will be better. I'm going to use Wild Shape to transform myself into the owl.
That's bloody transformation.
Well, that's Ubruk's fault.
Ubruk vaults over the dragon and comes at you with murderous intent in his eyes.
There we go.
And how much? I'll fly towards the dragon and make an attack on it.
All right.
Is that
Does it hit?
diagonal enough to count as
Yes, it
flanking?
does.
Alright. And then I'll want to fly away.
Oh,
No,
there goes
could
my
be
flanking
flanking, yeah.
bonus.
Oh, as your talons slash into it, and you do a quick flyby.
Yes.
And if you don't,
Yes.
Arthur, your turn. The dragon landed again.
Oh, yes. I'm going to run over here. Next to Ubruk. And I'm going to use Green Flame Blade. On the dragon.
All right.
And I make a two-handed melee attack with Dragon Slayer Sword.
It was probably a
Fancy
really
guess.
good plan to come stand right next to me when we know it's got a powerful area of attack, area of effect attack, by the way.
Yeah,
you can move on
3d6.
your turn.
Sorry.
Plus 3d6, since it's a dragon you're hitting.
Does it hit?
13? Oh yeah, actually 13 doesn't hit. But you do have a second one, right?
I do, yes.
That one does hit.
I've already added the 3d6.
Oh, okay. So, gonna be 18 damage as the sword starts to glow a little bit as you Slash at the dragon.
And I'd like to use Action Surge again. And it says I can use a regular action. I guess I can make 2 more attacks.
Yes, you can.
You have 2 action surges?
Doesn't say. Doesn't say that you can use it only once.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I think later on you can get more action surges, but for lower levels it's just a one-time thing between rests. So if you've used it already, which I think you have, then that's it.
Yeah, you haven't copied the second paragraph of it. after what you have there, it says once you use this feature, you must finish a short or long rest before you can use it again. Starting at 17th level, you can use it twice before a rest, but only once on the same time.
Well, 17th we are a bit away from.
Okay then. Yeah, I guess I got beat. I'm just gonna move to the other side of Ubruk.
And as you do, the dragon... does it still have... Yeah, that's still mage. Alright, on the mage's turn, he is starting to draw a second line of symbols. And as he finishes up, you see a column of light engulfing him. And as the light dies down again, he vanished.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't see anything anyway. But
yeah, it's the elephant's turn. And it is definitely confused as to why it is suddenly an elephant.
Yeah, it's also confused by a sun craving for peanuts.
Oh yeah. But since they are non-close, it's gonna... what can it do? Oh, yeah, gore sounds like a good action. It's going to gore at the dragon. It's still the closest. And it does slash out, but it's not used to its form really yet, and misses the dragon by an inch. Turin, your turn.
let's get up. Look at the elephant. Don't mention it. Shoot the dragon. I'm gonna go sharpshooter.
Hits.
What the fuck?
Hits.
Rolls, man. Yeah. And then right. Look at the owl. Does it look similar to what Losin's form was before?
Yes, it does. It looks exactly the same.
Okay. I know it's a bit redundant now because but I haven't had time to look around too much. I'm gonna shout out to him like, the mage are a gem. We need it. And go back.
Ubruk. Turin was shouting something about a mage.
Nicholas is round and sees the mage isn't there and just yells to whoever might be listening, "What mage?" And he's going to move his way around to, like, say, here, I guess? Just trying to not be within the cone of, you know, if it decides to do that again. Like, can't get both of us at the same time. Although now it could get me and Geralt, potentially. I just don't want to be too near to the dragon. Let's say there then, and then I'm just going to attack.
Yeah, it's gonna look severely hurt by now.
In which case, I will make this a reckless attack. So advantage on all 3.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
they were
they
all
would.
really good rolls anyway.
Mm-hmm.
36 hit points.
36. Right, as you grind it and more pieces start to fall off the dragon, you think another hit like that and you have finished it off.
Ubruk shouts, "The beast is wounded! It's weak! Finish it!" And that's my turn.
Geralt.
Oh. You know what? I wanna be a Dragon Slayer. Booming Blade.
Alright.
Oh, I see. Now I've softened it up for
if you move 1 square to the left, you get advantage.
Did it hit?
If he moves 1 square to the left, he'll be standing in a brazier.
No. You do hit the brazier and topples over.
Close enough. Can I get back up here? I mean,
Yeah, it uses a bit more movement, but you can get up.
okay, just wanna get a look on Tuin. Here, take that. And use my last inspiration on him. Also, why is there an elephant? Because Geralt didn't get that reference. Not a joke.
Can we see it from here?
Oh, I
Yes, you
saw
do?
it. Can I see Tuin from my position?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I thought there was wolves there, but
That's stairs. This the It's
But
not
yeah,
that high.
I do reply to Kirill, like, don't mention it.
Why?
Alright, as it's the dragon turn, it starts to get more and more beating. It's starting to look around frantically, and at not seeing the mage anymore, it lets out a hurt and angry roar at the same time. And its frustration, it's gonna claw and bite at the elephant. Not thinking all too straight anymore, apparently. Oh snap.
I'll be right back.
How much HP does our elephant have? Do we just go with the fire elemental damage? HP?
Well, I think with polymorph it also changed the HP that the creature has.
Ah, okay. Then let me check real quick.
The target's game statistics, including the mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast.
So 76 minus 20 makes 56. And that's the end of its turn. Lawson, you up?
Can I see if I can hear the enemy wizard walking, since he turned invisible?
Did he? But you can try listening to him, yeah?
I want to try to see if I can listen. If he's still here, maybe I can hear him.
Make a perception check with advantage.
With advantage, because I'm an owl.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
And
I don't know why that rolls two separate things.
Albert the Second.
Yes.
You do hear a lot of things, but whether you can discern the mages walking, you don't think so.
Damn it. Then I want to move to above the children to, prepare to take them out of here as soon as possible.
They cover a little bit more before this giant owl. They're not completely happy to see you, you think? You'll think you up.
I take a step forward towards the dragon, and I'll attack twice more with a two-handed strike.
19 does hit. And so does 24. Right. How do you want to do this?
Right. Want to cut off one of its wings, and then on the return strike, shove it straight up into his ribcage.
Right, so as you take out for the swing, the sword starts to glow, and an even more intensive glow than it has so far. And with the first swing, you sever the first wing right off, and as the dragon loses balance with the backslash, you do carve out his ribs where the heart would have been, but it's just an empty rib cage. So the glow, the sword leaves and lets the edges where it slices into what's remaining of the flesh. It leaves them glowing as well, as the dragon leaves out one last shriek and then crumples to the ground, the light leaving its eyes. Its soulless gaze. Dead again.
Hooray!
As you've successfully defeated the former green dragon. Let's say the elemental also gets beaten rather quickly, now alone, and the sole enemy to face for you. And
Can't we just keep the giant slime as like a pet? What would you roll to tame a giant slime?
Animal handling?
And Pointy, doesn't taming an animal require some form of intelligence?
Possibly. I think animal handling is an intelligence thing, isn't it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Ubruk's got slightly higher wisdom, but it's nothing to brag about. Yeah, Ubruk, I'm going to say, after defeated the elephant in a glorious and bloody battle, he kind of peers down at this thing and says, "Oh, can we keep it? It's cute. We can feed things to it."
Put a leash on it.
As you mentioned feeding it, you do think it's jiggling a little bit more than it used to, but you're not entirely sure.
Start dragging the dragon.
Yeah, yeah, I think even between us we might struggle a bit. Ubruk's going to pat down one of the war priest corpses just to check he's not throwing anything valuable in, and he's going to throw it into the pit. So, do I find anything nice on, let's say this one?
This one does carry a rather nicely carved staff, but apart from that, you just find a couple of silver pieces.
Okay, how many?
7.
Not going to let that go to waste. So I set the staff to one side, hike the corpse over my shoulder, take it across, and then flop it down into the pit.
Alright. And lands inside the gelatinous cube.
Who's a good giant cube of jelly? You are! You are!
While that's happening, I ask Lotion, like, can you take care of the children? Then oh no! Geralt, is there anything magically dangerous about this symbol pedestal?
I don't know. Like, it's pretty good work. Like all the blood, like the symmetry. Like I would use one of those. Wait, what did it say?
Is it dangerous?
I don't know. Well, do I know anything about that? Like, I could cast Identify, but that's for objects, mostly.
Don't you have detect magic?
Make an Arcana check.
Ubruk yells over his shoulder, "Just jump in and find out. Usually works for me."
Cool. So, From what
I
you
know
gave
my
them,
heavy metal stuff.
from what you gave, the pillar was used as just a place to put the giant emerald you've seen before in, and it's used as a focus point for the energy that they were apparently draining from the children into the emerald, and then from there into the weakened form of the dragon.
Don't
And
think
so
so-
far it doesn't look active or dangerous.
don't think it's dangerous unless you gets a bit of blood on you, but well, I guess it's too late for that.
What was the gem you used for then?
Well, it's not here. How would I know? I guess some focal
You know,
point.
you know magic, you know stories, you know legends. I mean, this is something out of a like scary tale.
You just made that word up, didn't you? Well, I guess it's some focal point, like stuff was going in and stuff was going out. So some magic gem. I don't know. If it. Do you know any stories about like so things are super important after they've been used?
I mean, at a guess, the priest would have stabbed the children, and that would have, you know, made the dragon alive again. But what do I know?
You don't know anything about stories about things that have been used and then are still important, but you do remember that in a lot of stories, innocent souls are used to siphoning their energies into objects, creatures, persons, to use this rather pure energy to replenish or infuse whatever object you want to. And about dragons, well, you know that they seem to have a complex, that they are really, really top of the food chain, but they do not live forever. And certain dragons are searching to prolong their life by magical means.
So yeah, that's the story. Now, two things: those little children over there still have their soul. Looking at them, because I can't fucking tell they're little children. Could play some music, like if they like it, then they might still have their soul, I guess.
Looking into their eyes, they do seem still full of life, but they do seem older than their age in a way.
Are they trying to talk at all? Or are they just still all silent?
They are not talking at all.
I want to revert back to my humanoid form, I suppose.
Alright.
From Albert the Amazing Owl.
Albert II.
Yes, Albert the First was the familiar in Benny's campaign. And I want to try to help them up the balustrade, I suppose, or the balcony.
Yeah,
I'll
easily
also help.
enough. They follow simple commands, but they still don't show too much initiative of their own.
And I will ask them how they are.
I'm somehow getting the feeling that we're still not quite done with this one shot yet.
Need to find that wizard.
Can I use my hunter's mark to try to locate him?
How much reach does it have?
It only has casting reach. After that, it's there's no range on it.
Okay.
But hang on. I'll put it up so you can make your own decision on how to rule it.
You do get a hunch that it is really, really far away. But you get the sense of direction roughly the way you came from.
I don't know. I think the mate is far away already, but looks like he's along the same way where we came from. Wouldn't be surprised to find more surprises along the way. I'll also use my primeval awareness and to spend a minute to try to locate my favorite enemies, which are humanoids, which I presume the mate was as well, and try to locate him that way. Region 5 miles on that. I don't know if I could somehow use by, having Hunter's Mark on it and then primeval awareness to locate that singular guy. Not in the rules, just making it up.
But what you do get a sense of is that he is definitely further than 5 miles away. But you get a better sense of direction where he went to, and it seems to be close to the mansion.
Did we miss something in the mansion?
Ubruk, by this point, I'll say, he's looted the rest of the bodies. Find anything interesting?
Okay, so on the northern wall of the room, there is, well, in one corner, quite a huge pile of gold pieces, which seems to be some kind of personal hoard from the dragon. And there's also a desk which is littered with notes and a really nicely carved silver dragon tooth.
Do I find a drawer full of rings of protection?
Which is carved in a likeness of Tiamat, which you know to be the god of dragons. And you do find a leather-bound book which probably belonged to the mage.
Geralt, do you want to read it or should I?
I'm going to take the... Was it a carved dragon tooth, you said?
Yes, a carved silver dragon's tooth, roughly worth 750 gold.
Is anything magic with it?
About the book? Not really. As you open it and flick through the pages, you gather that this is a ritual book that describes the process of turning a living dragon into a Dracolich.
Ooh.
And you also find an illustration about that you need a stone or a gem to transfer the soul of the dragon into.
Reading that, I'm like, oh well. Yep, it's not good. Not good at all.
Are there any potions on any of the corpses or in the desk?
No potions anymore.
Okay.
I think we are gonna need to rest before we leave. Because
I agree with that.
Why do you agree?
Puzzles.
What? I didn't hear that myself actually.
Spell slots.
Could we not leave and then rest
You say that in
outside?
character, spell slots. What did you say, Kodak?
Could we not leave and rest outside? That way we're not resting next to a decaying dragon.
We could always go up and rest in the church that's up top.
I think staying underground might be a better option. Maybe in the room with the trap, just in case somebody tries to come for us, we have some defense.
Ubruk.
I wouldn't like to go outside because I point at the book and tell what I read and say like, I have a sneaking suspicion we might not have seen the last of the dragon.
Ubruk, after having patted down the rest of the other 3 war priest corpses, also feeds them to monster template. Can I make an animal handling roll? Can I see if I've tamed this giant slime?
Yes, you can.
What is a slime's intelligence?
Probably
I'm
not
interested.
that much worse than mine.
Wait a second, I actually got one non-monster template version of it. It has an intelligence of 1.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is kind of quite worse than mine.
You think it likes you?
Ubruk cautiously reaches out to pat it and then thinks twice. Is it like stuck in there? Is there some way for it to get out? Could it be gotten out somehow?
It's like the other one, neatly fitting into this 30 feet deep hole. You guess it was smaller and then grew out by time. But if it would have been able to move out, it probably would have on its own.
Okay. Oh well, I'll just have to know it's here and come and visit it occasionally then.
Don't they grow as you feed them?
You didn't see it directly grow, but potentially.
I mean, has anyone got like a levitation spell? Is that a thing?
Yes,
I have a potion of flying.
I mean, I can use my pixie to cast fly on it, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, come on!
A flying generous cube seems a bit odd.
Ubruk would like
Dangerous, that's the word you're looking for.
Ubruk would like to try and persuade you.
Alright.
But it's a really good idea and you should do it.
What should I roll?
I don't know actually. What could one roll to contest that?
Wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom save.
Sure.
Yeah, again, I'm not convinced that this is a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds like a very stupid idea, Ubruk.
But it'd be really cool! That's the best, it's the best reason you can come up with, but sadly, you seem unmoved. Oh well.
I want to pick up some wobble and throw it where the wizard was lost, like in this corner, and like then go over there very slowly and see if any of those symbols he marked, like if they are still around or if they have any magic effect. Like I don't have to take magic, but you know, I'll notice when I blow up, I guess.
Yeah, as you go close, you do see that there is nothing left of the symbol he traced there. They seem to have vanished with him.
Damn it. Oh well, guess we have to find him by the normal means then.
Are we done here?
Oh, I am.
I'm taking the book, by the way. Let's get the children out of this room at least then.
Yeah,
Decide where we'll rest.
I will guide the children out of sight of the room.
Pentagram is a bit big to take with us, which is a shame.
You want to take the pentagram with us?
If it was smaller, yeah.
I want to use a picture to use dispel magic on that pentagram.
Hey!
A pentagram that's written in blood on the floor.
If it would have been on carpet, you could have cut it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, which room do you guys want to rest in?
I still say the room with the catapult.
Yeah, the kids can have a go.
Yeah,
Maybe
I doubt
maybe
that's
not. Maybe not.
I doubt that's a smart idea, Ubruk.
Isn't that
I
the
had
place
fun.
where the brain is still sticking to the ceiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe it's best to stay in this room here, this chamber.
The other one would be safer.
It definitely would.
Well, I guess we can get the brain down from there.
We could always go to the very first room with the pit that had a slime in.
Yeah. We can put the children in the pit so they can't run away.
With no, the slime's not there.
Yeah, he wasn't suggesting throwing the children into the slime.
We killed that slime. Or I did there.
So, where do you want to go?
All those hunting drakes are still alive then. A second.
Get the bodies out and use the pixie to get the brain out.
Yes,
She
the-
is cursing at you a little bit for giving her that job, but scrapes it off.
And I also want the pixie to see what's wrong with the children. So first by detecting good and evil, and afterwards by detecting their thoughts to see if they are actually thinking, you know, in normal terms.
She tells you that she's detecting only good from them,
Mm-hmm.
and that they are really, really scared and traumatized by the whole experience, and they probably need some time to recover.
You can
But
Oh, okay.
she's positive that since they are children, they will recover faster
just
than
just
adults would have.
look at the expressions on their faces. Can you not see the pain and anguish and trauma?
And then I'll give the pixie the task to see if she can entertain the children somehow while she lasts.
Right? She's trying with some sparkling lights and
And I'll
That's
do the
some
same thing with the rootcraft. Just make sparkling lights and stuff.
you see a small smile appear on some of the faces, but it doesn't last long.
Oh, didn't mean to click on that.
Oh, and at the same time, I also want to give Ubruk a new smell with a slight odor of skunk.
Sure.
It just blends in nicely. You don't really.
Yeah, Ubruk sort of goes because you can smell something slightly different, and you know, smells good.
Oh, do you want to take a short rest or a long rest?
Short rest is utterly useless for me, so
Yeah,
I'd be happy
same.
with a long rest.
Yeah, I can do with my rages back.
Okay.
I'm gonna plop down and start reading the book.
I want to cast alarm on this area probably.
The
Alright.
do they have the temporary hit points stick with us, or have we? Do those dissipate?
They dissipate at some point.
If any enemy creature enters that area, then an
I mean, the
alarm will go
trap
off.
is also still armed. The springy floor trampoline trap.
Who's gonna take which watch?
Ubruk will take first watch.
Gorthak will stay like next to the entrance the whole time. When he's awake, he'll be listening for anything coming.
Alright,
Plus-
everybody is taking a watch. A perception check. And Turin. Intelligence, probably?
Intelligence?
Yeah.
Just intelligence check. Or
Yeah, straight up.
oh, come on.
Right. Your night passes uneventfully, or your day. You don't know exactly which time it is. You feel completely rested. Your spell slots are restored. And Turin, in the book, you do find some notes that to recreate the the body of the dragon after it got killed. The gem needs to be placed next to the corpse of a dragon, and then the soul that's inside it is going to inhabit the new form. And that's also taking quite a while. It's not an instantaneous process.
Can I figure out how much of the body it needs?
Is the name of the book, or at least that chapter, How to Drain Your Dragon?
Not that you can see. It's a really old handwriting.
Okay.
For how much of the body, it's more a symbolic thing. Like you've seen with this one, it was already slightly shambling. But you would need a good 80% of the bones, you would guess.
Another question, probably don't know this with my doesn't check, but in case we would take, say, the skull, would it reform the skull later, or would it be without the skull then? Yeah, if it's like brought to undead or unlife.
It's not using the same form it has now. So let's say if it would inhabit one of the smaller dragons you killed before, it would have the physical form of this smaller dragon, but the soul of the older one.
Alright, so it doesn't need that.
No, it doesn't need the exact same one. It just needs one.
Yep.
When you're healing on a long rest, do you heal to full, or do you just use hit dice?
You heal to full, and you regain half your hit dice if you spend any.
Yeah, short rests are where you use hit dice.
And you should also regain your abilities, at least part of them.
Everything, basically.
Yes.
Do I regain charges from my event as well, or do you want to wait for dawn? Or, well, until I figure out dawn. Okay.
Ubruk spends his watch, at least part of it, examining the carved silver dragon tooth a bit more closely as well, just to see if there's anything, any runes on it.
It's carved into a likeness of Tiamat.
Okay. It just seems like a trinket, basically, not anything more than that.
Yeah, a trinket, or like a collector's piece for somebody obsessed with dragons, possibly.
Okay.
Quick question, how big of the skull? The dragon, dragon.
No, just your average adult green adult dragon head size.
Do we have any means to transport it?
If you want to, you can, yeah.
You're not going to do this again, are you, Vadu? This broke Benny's campaign, kinda?
Not for money this time.
You can make a harness and then, carry it with you.
Well, somebody can. I'm not gonna. I have 9 strength.
Yeah, well, I have 8 strength, but technically I have powerful build. So for carrying, I'm considered a large creature.
Wow.
Yeah, you can easily carry it then.
Exactly.
I have 20 strength, and I have also a powerful build.
Let's let Contact carry it, yes.
You actually have higher strength than I do.
So
I mean, I can also transform into an animal that can carry it, probably.
Yeah, I think we should take it in case they want to use that. Actually, I'll first explain what I read, and then I take the skull in case they want to use that body.
Couldn't we just chop it into bits and shove it into the slime? That'd do the trick.
That would.
We can, but also I do kind of want the skull.
Okay, so you do take the skull, and dispose of the rest with the slime.
Little what should we call the slime?
That slime is going to be fucking huge.
Well, we've already had Albert, so why not Slimebert?
Gary.
Hey, Albert is from a very long line of owls. Thought it is my first familiar in Denny's campaign.
If it's from a long line of owls, shouldn't it be like Albert the seventh instead of the second?
Well, this is the second time I'm using this name.
The slimy
Okay.
face.
Slimy McSlimeface, yes.
Slimy McSlimeface.
Still think we should call it Gary.
However, it's gonna be called. It's definitely filled to the brim now. It's gonna
Jeff.
be digesting on this for a long time.
But I have a feeling that next time we return, or at least next time Ubruk returns to this entire dungeon is one slime.
And he shall be my slime, and I shall call him my slimy.
Ubruk's
Like,
secretly
what-
in love with the slime.
What film was that even? Finding Nemo. There we go.
So,
Shouldn't you call it something like Flubber?
I think that would work as well. So many good choices.
Flubber, that's really good. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, I quite like that one. Okay, Flubber.
Ubruk's lover.
I mean, he's brave, but I don't think he'd want to stick it in a slime somehow. That probably wouldn't go well.
Don't know.
He's not that dumb.
I don't think it. I think it would make it smell a bit better.
so you say your warm-hearted goodbyes to Flubber.
Don't cry, Ubruk.
Sniffles a little bit.
Flubber, Max, slimy face. Can I try to actually use the button to disable the trap?
Well, you press it, but you're not sure what it did.
I'll just push Ubruk onto the trap.
It's too late, he's already jumped. You make to push him, but he's already jumping forwards.
And nothing happens.
Good.
He gives a thumbs up. He just experimentally, a couple more times up and down, just to be sure.
So,
Disappointed.
solid ground. Are you making your way back?
Yeah, we are making our way back.
Alright. So you reach the end of the dungeon rather uneventfully. Let's see.
Once we're out, I don't know how far we get before anything happens, but I would like to be up ahead, just scouting ahead, so the kids don't get into danger too quickly.
Alright.
Just was out of curiosity, would it be possible to fit all of the kids on the back of an elk?
Yeah, if it's a huge elk.
It's a large elk.
Elk
Yes,
are usually
you
pretty
can.
large.
I want to transform into an elk.
Alright. So basically we have Turin up front and the others as a tight pack group close to the elk, I guess.
Ubruk turns around and there's this giant elk and he thinks, ooh, venison!
Go
The elk-
fat, go.
But then there's
Go
little
ahead.
itch at the back of his head and he kind of, instead of, going for his axe, he pokes it and goes, okay.
The elk will look at Ubruk with eyes like, don't you fucking dare. I will summon snakes on you.
It's got very expressive eyes, this elk.
Very familiar as well.
As you set off, it's just starting to get noon. Sun is shining. The valley is rather pretty at this time of day. and you make your way back easily enough through the center road that's following the river, getting to the start of the canyon. And so far, the air is clear. Also, no kobolds have been hassling you. Seems to be safe to travel.
Before
Yeah, I
we
stink of rotting kobolds.
before we get to the mansion, I would like to stop for 1 minute and do the primeval winners to check if there's any spirit enemies inside.
Inside of the mansion, there is nothing you detect.
Okay.
And a short while later, you do reach the mansion. And as you enter, it's impeccably clean again. Seems like the unseen servants have done their work rather nicely. Going to take a break or keep going?
I think I'm good to keep going.
I'm fine either way.
Yeah, let's keep going. I think we can finish this today. And then as you climb down the steps of the mansion... Okay. Never mind. I just pressed the wrong button. Oh yeah, as you climb down the stairs of the mansion, you gracefully... oh well, do you actually skip the steps you didn't touch before?
Oh, I at least do.
I would try to do the same thing.
Point them out.
Ubruk's gonna, you know, if they're missing them, then he'll do the same.
The drawing is still there.
Oh mind.
Black for me.
So yeah, as you reach the road through the forest, actually not on this side of the bridge, actually on the other side still.
Shouldn't last scene
maybe
be an elk
crossing it.
still?
Yes, it's not that important for now, I would say, but you can put it here.
Ooh, oh.
I think someone just grew a little bit.
Weird. I'm feeling weird.
I
is-
don't see anything.
Yeah, he's not on this map.
Second.
Oh, yeah,
And
because
he-
you were not
Think
here
it's
last time.
completely through.
Koduk wasn't here last time.
Yeah, that's true. Never been here before. Right. Yeah. Fuck, how do it
Individually is
up.
the easiest way.
completely?
If you, individually change the size of them, it's the easiest.
I'd say if it's noise you can do it yourself, but I fucked it up, so...
No, we can't actually.
Can't? Okay, then you have to live with this. It's
also,
on this side of-
Posts.
also Control C.
That's too easy. So yeah, as you are on this side of the forest still,
Fuck you, husband.
there comes a hunter your way, and he seems a little bit excited. Comes towards you, greets you, looks at the elk, but swiftly is too excited to actually notice it completely, and it's like, oh, do you have you seen a brown bear? I've just been across the river, and close to this well there were paw prints of one, and I always wanted to hunt one.
By the mention of the brown bear, the elk would look up towards the hunter. I want to point out that all of the children are seated on the back of the elk, by the way.
Yeah, the hunter just keeps on babbling, but as nobody answers, he's just wishing you a good day and rambling on in search for more paw prints.
I mean,
Good luck.
I wish I could answer, but I'm an elk, so I can't.
Maybe I wouldn't be running away from you if you'd stop talking.
You could always I don't know what sound an elk makes, actually. A bellow, probably.
Yeah, the elk can stay quiet.
So yeah, as you cross the bridge and thread your way through the forest, as you roughly come up the same level with where the well is hidden in the underbrush, Ubruk, your nose starts to itch.
Okay. As in, can I smell something? Or literally it itches?
It just itches.
He starts kind of scratching it, and then just when it doesn't go away, he's even more furiously scratching it.
Yeah, as you put more distance between you and the well, it starts to fade. But from somewhere out of the tree line, you do hear the faint voice of a fairy dragon whispering after you, or nah, not really whispering, just silently calling out to you, hope to see you soon, and you make your way through the forest without trouble, reaching the village of Thornyfoot. And as you approach, already you've been spotted pretty early on, and a crowd is already gathering. The parents of the children overjoyed at having their kids back. And Compo Thornyfoot.
Have I missed a thing? Did we go here via the mansion, or?
Yeah.
Basically, the mansion is on the east side of the forest, where
Okay.
you have to climb the stairs up the cliff,
Alright.
and on the west side
I
of
think
the
it's just
forest.
been that long since the first, when we were going
Yeah,
the
it's been a
opposite
while.
way that I've just forgotten the topography.
And yeah, you're welcome back into the village. Compo Thornyfoot, the bar owner, invites you for food, drink, and the whole village is overjoyed to have their children back, even though they seem very different from the way they've been before.
I'm going to say that Ubruk's been, making sure they're well hydrated, but he forgot to make it not beer with the cask, so he's just been giving them beer the entire time.
The kids?
Yeah.
They're passed out completely. So their families just gave them back and put them straight into bed.
They might be a bit delicate in the morning.
Yeah, some of the parents give you hard glances, but they are, in general, pretty happy that they have their children back. Do not glower too much.
Well, it wasn't that unheard of in the Middle Ages. Quite commonplace, actually. Children to drink
A weak
beer or ale.
Yeah.
Yeah, weak beer.
It would have been a lot safer than water in most cases.
Yeah. Anyway, continue, please.
Yeah, as you gather down for sit down for food and drink, the barkeep comes up to you and offers you I think it was 50 gold pieces.
What? No.
Oh?
No. I wrote this down. 100 platinum pieces.
Ah, yeah, and hands you over the pouch with the platinum pieces.
Which would be 20 each.
Yep, 20 each, if you're sharing with Gothak.
Of course.
Good, that would be nice.
Yeah, and he informs you that you're free to stay for the next couple of weeks if you want to recover from your ordeals, or you have any more business in the area. He's happy to provide both food and rooms for you.
think we'll stay in the night at least. Yeah. We might have something to do soon.
I think the night sounds nice.
Right, do you want to do anything before I go to bed?
Did we just dump the dragon head somewhere now, or how does that work?
Taking it to bed with us.
You can put it into your rooms, yeah? You've been catching some ice, definitely.
Oh shit! Fuck! I just remembered what we were supposed to do on the way. Too late now.
Do you want to do it now?
No, because it was literally on the way. I was supposed to once we go by the dragons that we killed before, collect their heads as well, and also destroy their bodies, just so they can be used.
Are we making a hide war?
Mm,
No,
I
but
did
anyway,
get that. Sorry.
well, I guess we didn't do that, but I was saying, like, I think I was thinking of just leaving the dragon head with the village. Be a nice thing to remember by, something for them to talk about.
Now, Compo Funnyfoot is always happy to gather things of interest and make the giggling ogre in even more interesting than the name already suggests.
Gorthak carves his name into the back of the dragon skull as a reminder of who slew it.
And he would be also willing to pay you with a couple of emeralds he possesses himself for this dragon head in exchange. And you get 3 emeralds worth 50 gold pieces each.
I'm gonna well, I'll say, like, well, you guys can take it. I'm not gonna.
I got a good story out of this. I don't need the gems too much.
I'm going to take 2 of them, I suppose.
It's the greediest fucking dude I've ever met.
Ubruk takes the other one.
Alright.
I'm going to say Ubruk also, for most of the evening, once he's got some more, alcohol in him, he starts taking requests from the crowd for bagpipe music, but he doesn't actually know any of it, so he just plays the same thing over and over again.
Roll a performance.
That is perfect. That is actually perfect.
In your
fantastic.
drunken haze, you
did
think
not
you
take away.
played the most virtuous.
You don't need to know the notes. You just need to be loud with bagpipes. That's all that matters.
After a while, Gorthak draws his great sword and just stabs it straight through the bagpipes, just to
Well,
make him shut up.
No. First, I want to use Druidcraft, like I did last time, to make sure that he can't, empty the bagpipe anymore with air.
So yeah, at a certain point, Ubruk he finds he can't actually compress the pipes anymore. Would air actually still be coming out? Because at that point, it would just be a terrible noise.
Well, it would keep filling up, so you wouldn't have to blow into it, would you?
I suppose that's true. It would just be so that's fine. No longer has to
Play all night long.
Yeah, it's just they're now self-playing bagpipes.
Even if I stabbed a hole in them, more air would just come out of it. God damn it.
Once you set the hole in it, that will suddenly disappear.
Once that's been silent, I turn to Carol, then shall we show how it's done?
Sorry, say again.
Shall we show how it's done?
Hell yeah. 4th level haste, so haste on both of us.
Oh yeah.
And walk away.
Well, performance, both of you, with advantage.
We have musical instruments for this.
Yeah, you can use them.
Advantage and proficiency bonus.
Those guys know their stuff.
Well, I didn't have roll with advantage, but I mean,
It's not the same without bagpipes.
Yeah, it's like better.
And you play it really fast because of haste.
Power metal.
It's definitely ahead of the time, but their children will love it.
I'm just kind of imagining that scene from Back to the Future. Where is,
Yeah.
has anyone seen it? Everyone seen that? And he
actually I
starts.
haven't watched it ever.
He starts playing.
Oh yeah, he starts playing a song from like 20 years earlier.
Yeah. I can't even remember what song.
20
it
years
is.
later, sorry.
And the crowd, he just goes nuts, and at the end smashes his guitar, and the crowd's all just kind of like staring at him open mouthed.
I guess the song is the story how we went through the fire and flames.
Oh, yes.
So you would say you're some kind of guitar hero right now, then?
After
He's the most
Hey,
renowned
that's
guitar
not as
hero.
bad as the elephant thing.
it's not a competition. I mean, I don't know which one was worse actually, the elephant or the fox.
Was it the power of love? I think it was.
No, I don't
Could
think
be.
that was a song in the film, but I don't think that was what he played. I can't remember now.
After the music performance is over, we're gonna go chat up. Hang on, Trinity.
Yeah, the barmaid.
Yeah. Nothing important, just
Just small
Betting.
talk.
that's me for the evening.
Right. So
Johnny Be Good.
Oh, yes,
okay.
that was it.
So yeah, since the Ogre Inn was emptied by Ubruk's bagpipes, and then you followed up with that killer performance. He's talking. You're spending a good amount of time talking to her. He's quite enamored by this new style of music and keeps asking all kinds of questions, which you are very happy to answer.
Yeah, it's mostly Geralt, but I don't want to let her know that, so I try to, act as like, oh, I know my stuff, even though I don't.
Ubruk, based on his intelligence level, surely he's more of a stereotypical drummer, right?
You would play the bass, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. But yeah, after your night's rest, wake up refreshed. Take your breakfast.
During the breakfast, I tell Kodak about that. No, actually, because Phoenix doesn't know, I can actually tell this. So, back when we were on the way to the mansion where we found you, in that forest near where we met that hunter, there's a well. And around it there's a fairy dragon who was asking us for help earlier. Apparently, what did we know about this? Was there something with the Feywild?
His mistress is missing. She went into the Feywild to cleanse some evil place.
Alright, yeah. I heard this out of game as well, so I don't want to give any more info. I said, like, his mistress,
Yes.
being Cone for a while. Now, wants us to find her in the Feywild. He wasn't forthcoming about a reward, but said that there was one included.
Ubruk's overhearing this whilst shoveling a huge plate of, I don't know, bacon and egg and sausages and whatever else into his mouth.
Spam.
Yeah, sure, why not? And kind of comments casually, you know, never been to the Feywild. Might be fun to go.
Isn't the Feywild meant to be a dangerous place for those who aren't of the Alvan incline?
Like I said, fun.
Yeah. A lot of emotion in that place. Horrible. But that reminds me, we need to ask how do we get back from there?
Yeah, from what I know of, what little I know of other fuck planes of existence, they seem to be either very hard to get to or very hard to come back from.
Yep. I haven't decided yet if I'll go myself. I'll ask something about this. Oh, fuck! I totally forgot the name. Of Citrine. See if he'll agree or not.
Well, I think we should do it. Why not?
And we didn't do anything before we leave.
Get a good night's rest.
Yeah, eating breakfast.
Yeah, so. I'm hungover as fuck.
Still thinking he's Clifton.
No. Just hangover as fuck eating breakfast. No, need a good night's rest.
What if it's a 2-day hangover?
Bloody worth it.
Yeah, sure.
If you
I
need a
don't mind
day to
going.
recover, we have a day to spend then.
I mean, I wanted to write a letter back. Like, you know, some people who might be interested.
Okay,
Oh,
what do you
well.
want on your day then? To do on your day?
Ubruk uses the hat of disguise to make himself look like Geralt and then goes to try and chat somebody up.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, I was that guitar player from last night. Totally, that was me. That was good, right?
Oh, that was amazing. Do you do this very often?
Oh yeah, I'm super skilled with the guitar. I am just the best. Yep.
Does his smell go away once he puts that hat on?
No, it doesn't.
Wait,
Because I can imagine them throwing up their breakfast right about now.
I'm gonna say he's gone and actually bathed, but somehow the smell is still there.
would I have seen Ubruk doing that? Turning into Geralt. Because then I'm going to cast Disguise Self to also turn into Geralt. And walk up to Ubruk saying, "What the heck are you doing?"
Oh, good lord.
And Ubruk turns and just kind of goes, "Oh shit!" It was, and he, you know, flashes back to his normal self, and I'm sure the comely wench that he's trying to chat up recoils in horror, probably. It was
Turin is gonna go to Geralt and
just
ask,
a
like,
joke, just a practical
I get a
joke, you
guitar?
know.
Don't break it.
I take his guitar and cast Disguise Self to look like Geralt.
So there are four. No, three.
Ubruk is now Ubruk again.
So 3 Geralts and Ubruk are standing around, finishing the barmaid, and she's totally confused.
I'm gonna go to Lawson Geralt and go like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Wait, who are you? Why are you
Geralt.
impersonating me?
I'm not. I take out the guitar. And like, I'm the guitar player. See?
Is the other Geralt also in this room? By any chance?
He is like, no, he's actually like downstairs, like writing a letter right now. Like, well, like he's not really there. Like he comes popping in and out of the room every now and then. Probably
Gorthak is
away
just
at the
watching
moment.
all of this and laughing.
But upon returning, like he shouts out, "Guys, if you like this, you're gonna love the Feywild. It's even more bullshit."
Yeah, upon hearing from the Feywild, Trinity is gonna ask, "Oh, I always wanted to go there. You been?"
I drop disguise self at this point. Like, yeah, sorry for that. Just joking a little bit.
Yes, same. I'm also dropping and putting my hand on Ubruk, saying, just putting one on you.
Why do you want to go to the Feywild?
Ubruk literally blows a raspberry, which is probably quite a wet experience if you're standing too close.
Oh, it sounds really exciting. And their elves are really pretty, and the Fae tend to be very pretty as well. What's there not to like?
Hearing this, Ubruk says, "Now I definitely want to go."
Well, our first experience of the Feywild was some little gnome-looking fey beings with steel boots that wanted to stomp the living hell out of you.
Don't forget the fairy dragon though.
That doesn't sound too nice.
There's probably a lot of good emotions there as well, but there are other extremes as well.
Well, then stick to the pretty places.
If we're going to look for someone that's probably missing, I doubt we'll stick in the beautiful and nice parts.
Yeah, but you're being have to go somewhere else. No, not nice.
Well, parts of it might be nice, then parts of it probably won't.
Don't you remember
Oh.
what Citrine asked?
He asked for you to come
Uh.
back when you have rescued the children.
Yeah, but the actual thing was like, hang on, I can't remember, was it undead or desecrated or something like that?
Desecrated.
Desecrated, yes.
Yeah, apparently his mistress went to cleanse the place, and she is long overdue. But he has been tasked to stay back at the well and protect it, because it's one of the places where you can enter and leave the Feywild from.
Portal.
So he is worried, but can't go himself because he's bound to the command.
Oh, by the way, did you say go, enter and leave?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Hopefully on the other side the place of entering and leaving is the same as well. Well, anyway,
You never know.
Turin would like, for the rest of the day, just try to find if there's any magical items around that could be bought.
Ubruk also goes off in search of somebody to sell gems to and buy potions, healing potions from.
Alright, Campo Thornyfoot, the owner of the Ogre Inn, is the only one who has some minor magical trinkets. But since there won't be any new supply from the kobolds anytime soon, he is not willing to part with any of them. And apart from that, the town is rather poor, very far away from the big cities. No real magic items to purchase except the ones you found. And yeah, sorry.
I mumble something about on how they treat the heroes of the village.
I don't think you'll be expecting trinkets from the kobolds anytime soon, anyway. Or at all, for that matter.
That's what he said.
Yeah, as for the potions, there's one general store we have been to, and they still do have this one healing potion to sell.
Just a regular one?
A regular one
Okay.
for 50 gold pieces.
In which case he hands over the emerald that's worth 50.
User disconnected from your
The owner
channel.
happily takes it because it's rather pretty.
Alright.
And that's about your healing potion deal.
User joined your channel.
Fuck was that? Sorry.
So, welcome back.
And then Ubruk spies some +3 battle axes just lying on a shelf on the corner.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow, if you come back.
And then he looks again and it's actually just a pair of broom handles.
Right. Anything else? I can know. So you want to head out?
I'm going to say Ubruk
Into the
spends a bit of time with the needle and thread repairing the bagpipes. And that's it.
Easily done.
So yeah, I guess we head back to the well then.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So you make your way into the forest, and as you get closer to the well, Ubruk, your nose starts itching again. But this time, not that much. Just a slight itch, like you have to sneeze, but then you don't have to.
Okay.
It's always on this really edge.
They're the worst type of itches.
That would actually be horribly distracting. So he walks into a tree once or twice.
Everybody else feels like clonk every once in a while.
But that probably just seems normal to everybody else.
But yeah, as you reach the clearing with the well, you don't have to wait long for a citron to appear perched on top of the well. And he greets you rather happily. Oh, hello. I see you were victorious.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, well, we found the children. That's the most important thing.
No, the most important thing is we got a pet slime. I got a pet slime. Couldn't bring it with me though. Oh well.
Oh, pet slime. That sounds really interesting.
It is. We called him
Don't.
Flubber.
Oh, Flower. That's a really nice name.
Don't give him ideas, please.
Yeah, you have to tell me more about this once we have more time to talk. But
Okay.
did you decide whether you want to help me and my mistress?
I mean, sounds like it might be an adventure.
That sounds like it could be interesting.
Yeah. I'm up for it.
That's very good, very good. The time frame is really short when the portal is open and not open, but you came to a very opportune time. So, actually, I decided to come with you because you might need a guide in the fairylands. I know I shouldn't, but the portal will probably be safe now that you have slain the red caps. So if you would just follow me down the well, I will await you on the other side. And he hops down and
My mic
glides
was muted.
down the
I was trying to say something. My mic was muted.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, go for it.
I do want something in return.
Turn. What would you do? You have something special in mind?
I do, unless you have something already.
What does your heart desire?
Can you help me find somebody called Victella?
People. Well, that's not necessarily my specialty, but the mistress definitely can. She is a really powerful mage.
And then Ubruk goes, ooh, and maybe you could help get Flubber out from that underground dungeon as well.
Oh, Flubber, definitely. I
Yeah.
always wanted to meet him now. Yeah.
Trust me, you don't want to meet Flubber.
It's cute. A bit,
Yeah, don't
you
be
know,
so mean.
big and gelatinous, but in a cute way.
He probably has a nice personality
in
as
a
well.
coupe UA.
I think it would be rather boring as a conversation partner, though.
Yes.
I'll go around. I come.
Alright, it's really easy. You just grab the rope and then you climb down.
Ubruk misses the part about the rope and just jumps. Like vaults over the parapet and just jumps.
Turin, as he is looking after you, I give him a pat on the back so he lies right after.
Okay, well, the two of you, as you're flying, you feel like midway through the well, or not really midway, you're actually starting to see the water coming closer and closer and closer. And just as, well, the tip of your hands or the tip of your head or toe, however you're falling down there, touches the water, suddenly the gravity shifts around you, and suddenly bottom is up. And you break surface, and the others, as you climb down the rope, feel the same gravity shift at some point, and you all find yourselves in a beautiful place, a forest, a basin, nicely filled with water, and I would like to have all of you do a wisdom saving throw.
Ethan, I don't know if you're having this as well, but I'm having flashbacks falling down a well. Where's wisdom saving throw?
Right. So, as the water starts going down on you, you break the surface, gasping for air. You notice a few things that are different. The first one of them, the colors are different. Sun is standing in a different angle, and most really of all, you are flying. You look down at each other, at yourself, and you all seem to have transformed in a way that you are no longer the persons you've been before, but now all resemble a fairy dragon.
Please tell me Geralt is pink.
I can't tell you that. Because
Was
you
that
don't know
wisdom
who
save?
Geralt is yet. And
Is there a pink one?
no comment.
I mean, the smell would be... if one of them was particularly pungent, I think you could easily tell it was Ubruk.
I'm sorry, I must have missed it. What was the wisdom save for?
That's gonna be in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, you all resemble fairy dragons. And that's where we're gonna end today's session.
So is this, like, not the end?
This is the end of this one. And
Okay.
at the same time, the intro for the Fairy Dragon campaign I got talked into. Oh, not campaign. Fairy Dragon Adventure.
Okay. I did wonder if this was
Wait.
just going to be like, you know, we ride off into the sunset on another adventure, but if this is going to be like another actual thing, I think I'm game for that.
Yeah, I
Wait,
mean, this is all your fault, Pointy, because you wanted a dragon one shot. This is the dragon one shot.
Wait, we're all fairy dragons now?
Yeah.
You're all fairy dragons now, yeah.
You didn't specify what kind of a dragon.
So
Wait.
we're pink dragons with butterfly wings.
Yep.
So I just want to say this because how this actually all started was like a point at some point was like, because I was asking like what kind of one shot you guys want to do at some point. Point was like, oh, dragon, want to do dragon one shot. And then I was talking to Wasp about it, and I talked him to doing a fairy dragon one shot, and then he decided to do an intro to that, which was the 4-part one shot that we just did.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fairy dragon adventure. So I have a more loose time frame.
Well, there we go. So there will be a next part.
So, does it mean that our classes still remain the same?
No. I will try to figure out how to do proper fairy dragon player characters.
Okay.
Most
Plug into the
likely
fight of
you
one
will
of
be
you
able...
I'm just wondering about the practicality. If you have a fairy dragon that can transform into other things.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, why?
I mean,
I
Ubruk
want to
gets to
become
keep
a
his
fairy
hat,
bear.
though.
A fairy dragon with a dragon slayer sword.
He could look like other fairy dragons, I suppose.
You will be able to choose your color, certain array of spells, I think, and then also like a speciality.
Okay.
Ah.
But I haven't figured out the details yet.
So this will be a ways off then, before this happens.
At least a while, yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe November, starting the earlier.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, for your wisdom saves. Even you remember flashes of color and the falling sensation, and when the gravity shifts, and then you just come up, yeah, like transformed. But you don't remember too much of the journey. Ubruk and Turin. Midway during your transformation, you did hear some whispering, but for now you can't really make sense of it. You think if you have more time to ponder, it might start making sense. And Gothak, you did have a vision, and in that vision you did see the black, green, red robed mage with the emerald talking to another person with pointy ears and very like features, but you didn't have any sound towards it. And Lossian also had a vision, and this one included spiders. You saw some webs, some webbings, and in the middle of it an enormous body. You're not sure whether it was spider per se, but it definitely was making you feel very, very uncomfortable.
Okay.
So
yeah.
in this, sorry.
That's it.
Fade
So
to black.
in this weird and probably gruesome transformation of growing scales and fairy wings and things, do you remember anything of our previous selves?
Yes, you do remember pretty much everything.
Okay.
You're just now temporarily, or maybe permanently, transformed into a fairy dragon.
So there we are. We've reached the end eventually. Eventually, after 4 sessions in what was originally supposed to be done in one single session, but hey, that's just how D&D works out sometimes. There was also, of course, the surprise twist at the end, or at least it was a surprise to me. Possibly Value knew in advance. But yeah, as you heard, this is not the end. Or at least not the end for these characters anyway. So at some point, maybe even as far away as next year, although we're fairly late into this year. So at some point, these characters will return, but they will be looking a little bit different. And we'll all be essentially role-playing as Spyro the Dragon. Kinda. Anyway, so hopefully you have enjoyed this little one-shot adventure. A big thanks to all those who were involved and to Wasp for being the DM. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it. And of course, as always, stay tuned for more.